Okay, I have a 2011 Chevy Cruze here I'm working on now. I had done some recent work on this previously, but anyways, this car had just developed this chirping noise all of a sudden right after I got it. It was just kind of all of a sudden very, very loud in the engine bay there. And just a little back work on it. I had an oil leak I'd fixed previously where it was pouring out oil, so I'm thinking worst case scenario, something's gotten damaged in this engine, so I'm panicking, and because I'm thinking it's from the oil leak. So just I'm going to show you some of the first things I checked and what I determined on this. Okay, so I was doing a little research. I found some information. It wasn't helpful in my case. They were talking about vacuums. You know, I took out the plug, took off the cap to the oil. It made no difference whatsoever. If anything, it got louder. So the next thing that I did was I come over here and I removed the air box, and I just got down here on this tensioner that you see down here. That's a E14, and you got to go towards the front of the car to loosen it. It is really tight too. It is no joke. And I popped this off right here, and I just basically pulled the belt. I didn't take it completely off because you have to have this mount out of the way, but I just popped it, pulled it up here out of the way so I could isolate what was going on. So crank the engine, the noise still there, same noise, just as loud as it ever was. Now what we basically did there by taking the belt off is we've ruled out the water pump, the alternator, and the AC compressor over here. So we know that none of those things are an issue. So I've done a little bit more research, and what I actually had found, and I've never seen this before, is that all of the spark plugs in here, you got 4 of them. If you pop this panel off, just pull this up, you can get to where your spark plugs are. This is your coil pack. You've got a couple of these torx. Can't remember what the size is now, but pop this up because I've done some research and someone else said that they had a noise that was chirping, was caused by the spark plugs. I was really doubtful, but sure enough, I got in here to check these plugs. I mean, not only were they, loose, they were very loose. It wasn't tightened down, even close to being tightened down. So I went through, tightened every single one of them, cranked the car back up, noise completely gone. So, I could breathe a big sigh of relief. So I don't know if this is a common issue. I don't know how the spark plugs got loose, why they're loose. I've never seen this happen before. Usually once they're torqued down or snugged down, they don't come loose. But anyways, I'm just going to show you real quickly how to access this so you can check this yourself and save yourself a lot of trouble here. Okay, so I've got a T30 Torx. We're just going to take these right here loose. Now if you want to disconnect your negative cable on your battery, you're more than welcome to do that if you're worried. It's always a good precaution anytime you're messing with anything to disconnect that negative. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not even going to be disconnecting anything here. So you'll pop these 2 screws up and out of there, those T30s, and you'll just reach down here, just pull that up and out of there. And I even, with the connector on there, there's enough slack. Just lay it over to the side there. Okay, now to go ahead and take you a 5/8 spark plug socket, and you should be able just to come right down in here, and you'll just check all 4 of these and just make sure that they're good and tight. And usually like 15 foot-pounds if you want to torque them. I've just snugged them down with this 3/8. But if you want to go by torque, you can. So I know all these are snugged down good because I've done it previously. So before you go to doing anything else, and if I would have found this information first, then it would have saved me a lot of trouble removing that belt and everything, because this is really easy. It'd take you like a few minutes just to pop this off here and check these spark plugs. But anyways, that's what it was. Just loose spark plugs for whatever the reason. So I'll just keep a check on them. If if the noise comes back, I'll snug them down and maybe get some different spark plugs in here. But anyways, so all we got to do with this, I said I didn't even disconnect that. There's enough slack on mine here to just pop it right back down in here. Just pop it right into place, and we'll just push that down and get our T30s back in there. Okay, so we got that tight, and we'll just go ahead and pop our little cover back down into its place. Just that simple. Alright, so said that's going to pretty much do it for this video. I hope that someone else can find it helpful. Like I said, I did a lot of research and I got a lot of information on a lot of other things, from vacuum leaks to can't even remember what all. But I come across one post in particular that was talking about spark plugs, and I'm like, well, I've tried everything else, let's check this out. It'll be really simple. So hopefully that'll save someone else some time and research and help someone else out. So anyways, that's going to do it for this video. If you found it helpful, please give the video a thumbs up. As always, I invite you to subscribe, and thank you for watching.